Alright, so welcome to PowerPoint Module 3. This is a long overdue recording, and it's the first time I taught this when most of the other recordings were made. We ended up not doing the slides and just went straight into a walkthrough of the project just because of things being a bit messy with the pandemic. But now we're doing it proper. This is not going to be a long one because there's a lot of repeat material from Word and Excel, and as I have stated many times, do not like repeating myself. So, we're going to be talking about inserting pictures, tables, charts, word art, text boxes, and other, elements like that. We're going to animate some text. So let's dive straight in. The first thing we want to do is we want to insert a chart. First things first, we've been using these buttons here to insert things. And of course, you certainly can do that. Here's your chart button, here's your table button. But we're going to do this without using the placeholder. So we're going to backspace that. We're going to come to the Insert tab. And again, we want a chart. So let's look through here until we find the chart button. I went past it. Very good. So we click on that. We open up this here. We have a few different options. We can do a column chart, line chart, pie chart. We're going to do a 3D pie chart. And we're going to click OK to insert it. And here we go. What you'll immediately notice when you do a pie chart or any other kind of chart really is editing it is going to be as simple as this miniature Excel window. You can enter your column and your row titles just as you could in Excel, and you have your values here. So let's change these. Let's just do some random BS figure. So let's say I like to do budget things just because it's something realistic. So let's say that we have rent, gas, food, other. We'll put rent as 800, gas as 200, food as 300, and our other as 150. And you could see the information changes accordingly on our pie chart. So when you're done editing the spreadsheet that this reads from, all you have to do is close it out. I do not know what that sound was. So, over here, when you have a chart selected, you have the Chart Tools Design and Format tabs. This is how you do your styles, just as you could before. There are a handful of options here. All of it is stuff we've seen before. So you can edit your data, you can set your style. Let's use this one here. I always like these dark styles. They make the chart stand out to me. So then if we come here to the Format tab, we can use these options here to set our font styling, our borders, and other such niceties. And then just like in Excel, we have these handy little buttons here. And I'm just going to say it one last time. It's the same stuff we've seen before. So instead of going on and on, we're just going to move on. We're going to insert a table and a text box in this slide. Again, I want to remove the placeholder. Go back to the Insert tab. And you can insert a table with an explicitly stated number of rows and columns. We're just going to keep it simple for now. And we're going to go with this here. So I'm just going to insert some BS text into it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you can see, unlike Word, it automatically styles it to something a bit more readable. So again, when you have a table selected, you have the table design and layout. These are your table tools. You'll see them if you're on 2019, clumped into a little section that's quite distinct. But for some reason, it's not the case here with 365. So, again, we've all seen this before. We can set our shading, our border, our effects. We can change our table style, our borders. We come here to layout, and we have these here. We can set our cell size, our overall table size, and remember, as we've done before, it is a much better idea to set your sizes using these text boxes than to grab and drag these. Because if it tells you, oh, resize it to, I don't know, 12 inches, and you start grabbing and pulling on these, you're just going to be doing all kinds of fine tuning until you get it right. Or you just enter the text. It's a case of, as some in the Navy would say, don't nuke it. In other words, don't take it and turn it into something way more complicated than it needs to be. This is not nuclear physics. So the next thing we want to do is we want to insert a text box, and I am quickly going to refer back to our slides to refresh my memory on that. So let's find that. All right. Oh. There we go. Okay, so we're at a table. And tables and text boxes go hand in hand. It's not it's not something that you could just plop into any slide or anywhere. Text boxes are meant to accompany your tables. So want to click the text box button and position the pointer below. So that's going to be on the Insert tab. So we click back over. On the Insert tab, we're looking for text box. And it is here. So we get this upside down cross, and we can use this to click, drag, and we make the box as big as we want to, release, and now we have a little space to enter text, including a shape format tab. But we're just gonna enter the text just some numbers. There we go. If we come here, again, hey, this looks familiar. So let's move on. Inserting a picture. For the third time. This is stuff we've done. So, Insert tab. Pictures. We'll use an online picture, but of course you can click this device to pull one from your computer. You can use stock images, or we're just going to use online pictures. And I'm just going to use the one that I always use, clouds. Click that. Just choose one at random. Insert. And now we have our picture. And I don't need to go over all this crap with you. It is the same stuff we've been using since day one. Also, go away. I don't need your tooltips. Before we move on to our last 2 points, I want to come back to the Home tab. That's too far. That's the backstage view. Now, Say you have slides from another slideshow, another presentation that you want to use in a new presentation. We can do that. So under New Slide, we have all these here that we've been using up till now. If you click Reuse Slide down here, you'll get this menu on the right side of your screen. This is where you can browse your device to find presentations that you have saved to your computer. Let's just use Module 4 as an example. So we have these here, and just by clicking on these, they will be inserted into your current presentation. One thing to note, and this threw me off when I first started teaching this, because I basically never use PowerPoint. It's not that it's a useless application, it's just that it's not useful to me outside of teaching. When you click these to reuse them, they will maintain their styles from the presentation you took them from. They will not share style with your presentation. So you will need to go in and fix them if the style is different. So, once you've selected all of the slides you wish to reuse, we just come up here and click the X. And again, I noticed this. Click that, get rid of it. So, we're going to insert and animate some word art. And we're not deleting our placeholder this time because we're going to do a few pieces of text. We're going to convert them to word art, style them how we want to, and then we are going to have them come in as a sequence. So, let's do, again, just some dummy text. I don't necessarily need to put anything meaningful here. It's not going to make it more, it's not going to change the process. So, word art text 1, word art text 2, word art text 3. All right, so turning it into word art. It's as simple as firstly selecting all of it. And then we want to, let me try to remember where it is before I resort to, oh wait, right click. Pardon me. So we want to find convert to word art. No, this is not it either. We do not wish to convert this to smart art. All right, so I am blanking, so let's refer back to our slides. All right, to insert word art, display the Insert tab. Click the Word Art button to display the Word Art gallery. Click the desired word art style. This is just simple insertion. We've done this before. What I want to do is convert something to word art. Here it is. Convert text to word art. Select the text, display the Drawing Tools Format tab, and then select the word art style. I overthought it. All right, so we want to go to here. And now you see we have our word art style tab. Let's just pick one of these. I'm going to go with something that's readable. This nice blue. And for the last time, say it with me. It's all stuff we've done before. So we're not going to waste our time. What we are going to do is we're going to animate these. So I want to triple click to select each of these. We want to go to Animations. And you see we have all these different options here. And if we apply an animation to these, then they should, assuming we do it right, they should all be put into a sequence. So let's do a fly-in. And we come over this way. We have our effect options. We want this one to come in from the left. And we see here it has a 1 next to it. So let's triple click here, and we're going to do the same thing, but with a different direction. Fly in. Whoops. One too far over. And we want this one to come in from the right. Now, that one has a 2. Now, when we do this last one, it should give us a 3. You have to do your animations one at a time. I made this mistake when I was first teaching this course of just, let me select all these and give them the same animation. What that'll do is that'll place this whole chunk of text, word art text 1, 2, and 3, they'll all be placed in the same point in the sequence. And obviously we don't want that. So when you play your slideshow, each of these animations are going to fire off in this sequence. So word art text 1 is going to fly in from the left, word art text 2 is going to fly in from the right, and word art text 3 is going to fly in from the bottom. So it is as simple as that. Just remember to do them one at a time, or you will hopelessly break what you're trying to do. So the last very quick thing I want to talk about is transitions, and this is as simple as it gets. Everybody knows about transitions in PowerPoint. It's one of the attractive things about it. It gives your presentation some pizzazz, so it doesn't look quite so bland as this. So what we want to do is we want to come to the Transitions tab, and we just want to select one. So let's do a push. And then again, we have our effect options, and we could choose our direction. Let's have it come in from the bottom. And the last thing I want to do is we want to come back to the top, and we want to preview this. So we want to press F5. No, F4. There we go. Press space each time you want to go to the next slide. You can also use the arrow keys, enter. So that's not important. What we want to do is now from the picture, we are going to have our transition, and then we're going to have our animation. So as you can see, this is at step 0 in your animation sequence. As you saw, it began at 1, so 0 is blank. Sequence part 1, part 2, part 3. And that's all she wrote. The next lecture is going to deal with some stuff that I have never worked with before. So it's going to be a fun learning experience for all of us, I am certain. So good luck with your assignments. As always, if you have questions, you know how to reach me. One last thing I forgot about is slide sorter. So let's quickly look at that. It takes no time at all down here, bottom right. You have these different views. Click slide sorter, and you can see each of your slides, and you can click and drag to move them around. Let's just do that, just to show it off. Bump, bump. Very simple. All right. See you next lecture.